Today on the CTV News at 5, death and chaos at the Boston Marathon. 2 bombs kill and maim at the finish line. Plus, what we know about 3 Lethbridge residents taking part in the run. And
he gave a really nice speech. I hope he's not like his dad.
Southern Albertans sound off about the new federal Liberal leader.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. Horrific news from the Boston Marathon. Officials say 2 explosions shattered the premier sporting event. At least 2 victims are dead, and the Globe and Mail is reporting 100 injured. More than 26,000 runners participate in the annual marathon, including thousands of Canadians. Joy Baldwin reports.
Just as runners were making it to the finish line, a loud boom, a massive explosion at the heart of the Boston Marathon. And within seconds, another explosion and more smoke.
Large plumes of dust, smoke, glass. Obviously, everybody was going crazy. At first, it almost sounded like a cannon blast, but it felt so strong, it literally almost blew my hat off.
It was chaos at the finish, people running for cover, dozens injured, many seriously. Victims carried to a nearby medical tent, others loaded onto stretchers and taken to nearby hospitals. From the air, the scene looked like a war zone.
I saw quite a few casualties coming back. I saw one guy with his legs gone at the knees, some ankles and feet missing, shrapnel wounds on people on the sides of the head, and other things. It's just not good.
City streets had been packed with friends, families, and tens of thousands of participants. Many ran to their loved ones. This man's father was hurt.
He was conscious, but he was going in and out, you know, and he was really white, you know. And, yeah, it's just unbelievable this would happen at an event like this.
Police confirmed there were a pair of bombs, and now a 3rd explosion.
There was an explosion that occurred at the JFK Library. So this is very much an ongoing event at this point in time. We are not certain that these incidents are related, but we are treating them as if they are.
Police are combing the area, detonating anything that looks suspicious, closing down streets, and asking people to stay inside and away from crowds.
Well, we've had a horrific attack here in Boston this afternoon. Mindful that we don't have the whole picture yet.
Security is tight not only in Boston, but here in Washington, D.C., the city on a state of heightened alert, until they learn more about the Boston bombings and who is behind it. Joy Malbin, CTV News, Washington.
There are 158 Albertans who ran in today's race, including 3 people from Lethbridge and at least 1 from the Crow's Nest Pass area. Ryan Endersby, Robert Turner, and Karen Koenig were all registered run today. They were from Lethbridge, all completed the race. No word yet on the 2 men from our city. 55-year-old Alan Robinson from Coleman also ran. He has been confirmed safe and sound. Sean Pinder knows all 3 Lethbridge runners. He's the owner of Runner's Soul and organizes several outdoor runs each year, including the Moonlight Run. Koenig is his wife's aunt, and she talked to family a couple of hours ago.
I mean, she's talked to her mom, and I'm sure we'll be trying to track people down and hoping everybody's okay. But I know there's a couple of people from Lethbridge finished around that 3:30 to 3:45 mark, so definitely they're going to be in the vicinity when the explosions went off. So I'm hoping everybody's okay, and yeah, it's unfortunate for, like, obviously I wish that it didn't happen at all and nobody was injured.
Many Canadians in Boston experienced the terror surrounding today's bombings, including former Lethbridge Hurricane goalie Ty Rimmer. He was leaving Fenway Park after a game between the Boston Red Sox and Tampa Bay Rays when he heard the blast. He currently plays pro with the Manchester Monarchs of the American Hockey League. He says the mood in Boston went from happy to chaos quickly.
We were at Fenway. I was at the Red Sox game, and we were just hanging out, and then people started going crazy. We heard the explosion, and then there's helicopters and people everywhere. It was like it's a Boston holiday, and everybody was so happy and in such a good mood, and then just in an instant, like it all changed.
Speaking of changes, weather, we're going to see some more changes coming along, Dory.
Yeah, we are. We've got a little bit of leftover snow tonight and again tomorrow as the system tries to pull away, but it's being sort of semi-blocked by an area of high pressure just to the east. So that isn't helping the situation. But we will see an area of high pressure move in closer towards the weekend. But then we could see some precipitation on the weekend as well. So still very much April weather. I'll give you what I have in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Dory. Lethbridge City Council chambers will be packed tonight as council gathers to consider which capital projects should be priorities in the near future. Among the projects being proposed are new convention center and expansion of Exhibition Park, a tourist attraction, and sports and leisure facilities. But while it's a long wish list, there's not enough money for everything. Terry Vogt reports.
So it kind of gives you the idea of where we're going.
Shoba George and Katrina Sexton don't represent an organization or professional group, but they have started a Facebook site, one that has more than 3,200 followers. People who feel it's time Lethbridge had a new leisure center.
I came from Saskatoon, and in Saskatoon they had field houses, where one in each quadrant of the city, where you could go, and there was a pool, there was a playhouse, there was a fitness center.
They point out the last time Lethbridge built a new standalone leisure center or rec facility was 1986, 27 years ago.
Lethbridge has grown tremendously since that time. I think 30,000 people, and will be, I think, 95,000 people by 2016. Our gyms are filled to capacities, the pools, people are being turned away, and this is something that we really need.
But it's not the only thing the city needs. Exhibition Park is making its own pitch, trying to sell City Council on an expansion project that would include a new convention center.
Our project is one that has a lot of economic growth attached to it, which is important for the community. And as well, our project is one that doesn't require any ongoing operating dollars to sustain itself. It's sustainable. And we think that those are two pretty key components of our package.
But how does that package compare with the other proposed projects, including upgrading of the Yates Theatre, a new skateboard park, the development of a historic site at Galt No. 8 Mine, and proposed improvements to downtown Lethbridge?
I mean, the city has invested in the downtown core, obviously, with the community arts center and the new fire hall and those type of things, but infrastructure, no. So, you know, obviously we're just like a lot of the other groups. We're hoping that council will not forget about the downtown.
City Council has some difficult decisions to make. The city has about $68 million to spend, and capital funding requests total about $360 million. Terry Vogt, CTV News, Lethbridge.
Council will make its decisions on which projects to approve and fund in May and June. Tonight's public meeting got underway about 10 minutes ago. If you can't make it to City Hall, though, you can still let Council know what your priorities are by providing feedback online through the city website. Newly minted leader of the Liberal Party, Justin Trudeau, went head-to-head today with the Prime Minister in question period. The 41-year-old Trudeau won a landslide vote over the weekend with 80% in favor of him, leading the federal Liberal Party. After his win was announced, the Prime Minister sent out a cordial message of congratulations, then soon followed up with a criticism that Trudeau was simply too inexperienced to be Prime Minister. Here's what Southern Albertans are saying.
He seems to have an impact. And he's young. It's nice to get some new blood in there and some younger, but I'm afraid that on some of the important issues, he's going to come up on the wrong side of the fence as far as I'm concerned.
He gave a really nice speech. I hope he's not like his dad.
It's good. He's the man to take the party to the highest. I think that he will bring unity to the party. And I don't know, hopefully he can do as good as his dad did.
I love his father. I'm from Montreal, and his dad actually hugged me when I was 11, so yeah. Wow. So I remember that quite clearly. And my sister adored him, so.
Adored Pierre.
Pierre. Justin, you're loved too.
Now, the New Democrats also held their convention over the weekend where they confirmed support for their leader, Thomas Mulcair. The Alberta government and the province's doctors have reached a tentative 7-year deal. It comes with a pay freeze for 3 years and then graduated pay increases between 2014 and 2018. The signing of the agreement this afternoon made it official. The two sides have been trying to fine-tune a deal for more than 2 years. The doctors' last contract expired in March of 2011. Back in November, the province tried to force a contract, but the doctors balked and the province rescinded the deal. The contract calls for 0 pay increases from 2011 to 2014, and then a 2.5% increase for the next 2 years, and a cost of living increase for the last 2 years of the agreement. 72-year-old man has been charged with voyeurism after a hidden camera was found inside a change room in Maple Creek. Police were first notified when a customer filed a complaint about a hidden camera in a private changing room at a fitness center. Officers went to the business, found the camera, dismantled it. Several computers, DVDs, and other data storage devices were confiscated and sent for analysis. Residence was also searched and similar items were seized. Walter Wenas is scheduled to appear in Maple Creek Provincial Court on May the 9th. Meanwhile, RCMP have arrested one person after Mountie seized 323 marijuana plants and 5 pounds of harvested marijuana from a home in Raymond. The street value of the drugs, over $400,000. Police say it was a sophisticated 3-stage grow operation inside a basement. 52-year-old Bruno Gardos is charged with production and trafficking. He's set to appear in court later this week. Well, court is normally closed over the weekend, but this was no normal weekend. It was Law Day, where the trial may be fake, but the legal lessons very real.
Is accused of promising to get the scarecrow a brain, the tin man a heart, and the cowardly lion courage. How do you plead?
This was the scene inside courtroom number 4 as the Wizard of Oz was tried for his alleged crimes. The mock trial was just one of the ways that Lethbridge courthouse officials were helping to give the public a better understanding of the legal system. The event featured a police demonstration, citizenship ceremony, tours, even a chance to dress up like a real judge. And beneath that blanket of snow, the coulees in Lethbridge are a little cleaner thanks to local law enforcers. There wasn't any snow when the Clean Coulee with a Recruiter event began on Saturday, and that's an event put on by members of the Lethbridge Regional Police Service and Calgary Police. The Helen Schuler Nature Center's annual cleanup project runs until the start of May. Organizers say it's a great way to get outdoors and keep the community clean. Lethbridge's Nepali community rang in their new year this weekend. The celebration took place at the Bill Kurgan Centre. Lethbridge is home to the largest number of Bhutanese immigrants in Western Canada, with around 600. They followed the lunar calendar, which is based on Hindu traditions, which is 57 years ahead of our Gregorian calendar. So they're celebrating the year 2070. Southern Albertans who invested in local youth got a taste of the best that Lethbridge has to offer. CTV's Dory Rossiter was on hand to MC the Taste of Lethbridge. It's an annual fundraiser put on by 5th on 5th Youth Services. The dinner and silent auction was hosted by Tradesman Manufacturing and saw over 500 community members sample food from 18 local food and beverage suppliers. Organizers put on the event to thank donors who supported the Investing in Youth campaign.
This evening makes a huge difference to us. Our employment center had over 17,000 visits to it last year, and so this is Lethbridge coming out and supporting their youth so that they can just make those connections to positive futures and just get going in such a great direction.
5th on 5th helps young people learn how to write resumes, get career advice, and then connect with potential employers. And on to the markets today, where there were some massive losses, to say the least. Here are the closing numbers.